This is Roger, Low Vision Product Manager here at HumanWare. And in this video, I'm going to show you the contents of the Solo 8 Plus document camera box and how to connect it to a computing device. In this demonstration, I'll use the Surface Pro 9, but the process is the same for any other computing device that you may be using. So here you can see the box right in front of me. It tells me sort of the different specs of the Solo 8 Plus. I'm going to rotate it to the left here, and there's a little tab here that I can grab hold of and pull out. And then I can use my thumb to grab that latch and rotate this back so that it is back in the same orientation that it was just a few moments ago. There is a little lid in here that sits on top as part of the packaging to keep everything in place. There are only really 3 things that are included in the HoverCam box. So on top here is a QR code that will give me access to the HoverCam website where I can go to get to their Getting Started guide. I can also register my HoverCam for its warranty and so forth with HoverCam at that location. So that's what that is for. I will note that HoverCam does have their own software for use with the Solo 8 Plus. However, it is not required for use with Prodigi, and you do not need to install any drivers or any of their software. It is a plug-and-play device. So on the right here, you can see in orange, there is a USB cable and a little plastic baggie. So we'll go ahead and take that out of its box. It is a nice orange here. It has 2 ends. It has a more squarish end. That will be the one that goes into the HoverCam in a few moments. And then it has a more standard rectangular USB 2.0 that will plug into a standard USB port on our computing device. I'll go ahead and remove the twist tie from that now so that we're ready to go in just a couple of moments here. Set that aside for the time being. Again, there's only one other item in here, and that is the HoverCam itself. So let's take that out of the box and set the box aside. The HoverCam is also in a plastic bag, so we'll go ahead and remove it from that. Take it out. It is in a folded position right now, so it is completely folded up. It's got the arm that comes out to the right here right now with an orange button on the end. If I rotate this away from me right now, you'll see that there's a square base on this end, the backside of the unit's there. We'll rotate it again. And here on this side, you can see there is an on-off switch for the lights that are built into the device. And then I can rotate it back to this orientation. You'll see a piece of plastic that's included here right past where it says HoverCam. This is actually over the top of the camera head of the device. I'm going to rotate it away from myself now and bring the face of the base up close to the camera here. And you can see that there are a series of buttons around a center button on the Solo 8's face. They are, starting in the upper left, an autofocus button. Continuing to the right, a zoom in button. Coming around to the right and down one is the zoom out button, and continuing now over to the left bottom is an autofocus lock button. In the center is a button that will rotate the image 180 degrees when it is pressed one time. Allow me to rotate this again, going clockwise here. And this is folded again, so the base is in my left hand right now with an arm that comes off to the right. You can be quite firm with this. It's going to rotate up into a 90-degree angle there. So I'll hold that there so you can see it. This is a 2-part arm. So this is the upright piece, and then there's a piece that will come out lateral here that I'll rotate in just a moment so you can see it fully opened up. I'm going to rotate my base back around to the back of the unit where my serial number of the device is. And this is where the USB port is located that this cable is going to plug in just a moment. So let me rotate this back to the side here. And again, this black piece is the camera arm itself. So I'm going to rotate that out to a 90-degree angle there. So let's move this over. So when it stands up right now, this will stick out at a 90-degree angle, just like you see on the box when you're looking at it. Now, one of the nice things about this camera is that you could actually rotate it up higher. I'll rotate this over so you can see it. And the camera head can be rotated down as well. So what this does is it allows you to increase the field of view so you can look at larger objects or larger reading material under the camera. Also, I'm going to rotate this over again now so you can see on the bottom side of that camera arm, there are a series of LED lights, as well as to the far end, the camera eye itself. There's a piece of plastic over the LED lights that I'm going to go ahead and remove right now. So I'm going to rotate this back, and I'm going to bring this camera back down into sort of a 90-degree angle setup here. Let's set this aside for a moment, and I'll bring in my computing device for this demonstration. So here is my Surface Pro 9 that I've got from my Prodigi for Windows Complete Kit. Again, I'm using the Surface Pro 9, but the process here will be the same if you're using a computer or a laptop or another device. One thing I need to do with a Surface tablet is use the adapter that we sell with the Complete Kit. This adapter gives you a USB-C, an HDMI out, a LAN port, and then, importantly, two USB ports, standard USB ports, one on the side and one that will ultimately be on the top. And those are necessary for me to be able to run the HuverCam. I'll rotate it over. There are two USB-C ports, plugs on the side here. And this device has a silver and a black side to it. The black side is what will face you when you go to attach it to the tablet. And it comes in from the left side of the tablet like so. Plugs right into play there. I heard my device make a slight bong sound, and it is plugged in and ready to go now. So with that, what I can do is let's slide this back for just a moment. Let's go ahead and connect our USB cable to our HuverCam here. So again, there's the back of the unit. This is sort of a squarish looking plug. We'll plug that right in there nice and firm. And I'm going to set my camera off to the left over here. And now I'm going to take the standard USB plug and place that into the port on my Surface tablet. Again, remember this is plug and play. And what I'm showing on my tablet right now is actually the email that I received where I accepted my invitation to use my license, created my username and password, and it also has the link where I used to download and install the software. Now this has already been taken care of, so let's minimize my email there, and I'll double click on the Prodigi icon on my tablet's desktop here to open the software up. So Prodigi will start up. It will validate that my username and password are correct. Again, once I've started using the product, I don't need to do this any longer. It's retained in the software, so I don't need to enter those every time I go to use it. Let's tap on Magnifier here. We'll start the Magnifier application. It takes about 5 or 6 seconds the first time you open it. After that, it will run consistently the whole time. So there is the field of view that I get when I'm looking at a document with my HuverCam as soon as I turn it on for use. Again, you see how simple that was. Basically, I plugged it into the HuverCam. I plugged it into my Surface Pro. I started Prodigi, and it was good to go. Now, the reason that it started immediately is because I had already selected this as my camera, but if I was not prompted to connect a camera, I can tap this gear wheel and go into my settings and tap cameras. And here you can see that the Solo 8 is the camera that I've selected to use with my Magnifier application. We'll tap the back arrow in the upper left and we'll back out. And on my Surface tablet, because it is a touchscreen, I can use gestures to zoom in. So that was spreading my fingers apart on the screen, or I can pinch them together to zoom back out. In the lower right corner, I have a plus sign. That's my zoom in. I have a minus sign. That's my zoom out. There is a little camera icon that will allow me to capture. If my image was not orientated the way that I want it to be, I could tap this rotate button and rotate it 180 degrees at a time. And again, in the gear wheel, I can adjust my settings in the magnifier. For sake of time, I won't do a capture right now, but suffice to say, you can capture and OCR your document. And then when you're all done using the magnifier, you can tap that arrow to move back. Now, I'm not going to show this, but I'm going to go over to my camera and raise the arm a little bit, and you can see the angle change, and I'll rotate the camera over, and you can see that now I have a much larger field of view. So if I had a newspaper page or a book that I open wider, I can raise that camera up a little bit and look at a larger area of whatever I'm trying to magnify. When I'm all done, in the lower left, I'll tap the back arrow and exit back to my magnifier. And if I'm all done using Prodigi, I can double tap up here in the header and exit right out of my Prodigi software. So this is how you connect and use a Solo 8 Plus. It will work the same way on a laptop, a desktop computer, as it does here on the Surface Pro 9. Thank you again for watching this video. Please check out the description of this video, find the link, and go to our feedback form to tell us how we're doing. It's the only way that we can continue to improve our products and services to meet your low vision needs. Thanks once again.